All right, Rangers lead the way, gentlemen. We're here today for our Lethality series. This is episode, I want to say 15. And I apologize for running it like this. The Loom technology or the software that I'm using to record these is acting a fool today, and it won't let me go into slideshow mode without screwing a bunch of things up. So we're going to just be running it right from the editor here. I apologize for that, but I didn't want to wait for the bug to get fixed to put this out. So we're rolling. We're talking today about linear danger areas. So this was going to be a full danger area class. However, linear danger areas take a little bit more time to kind of explain, and we will be covering both squad and platoon size SOPs for crossing linear danger areas. So first of all, a danger area is any place on a unit's route where the leader determines his unit might be exposed to enemy observation or fire. More so than usual. Obviously, at any point during your patrol, you could be spotted by the enemy, but there are some situations and places where you are much more likely to be seen, or the enemy is going to have easier observation of you, or has some kind of ISR asset or reconnaissance element surveying a specific area where they have a high chance of seeing you. You want to bypass these as much as possible. Obviously, over the course of a patrol, you might have to cross a danger area. And when you do so, you want to do it as fast and efficiently as possible and with great caution, keeping up with the principles of patrolling. So there's a bunch of different types of open or of danger areas. You've got open areas, which will be like a clearing or like a large clearing or small clearing. You have roads and trails, villages or small towns, enemy positions, minefields, streams, wire obstacles. And today we are talking specifically about linear danger areas. So a linear danger area is anywhere where there's a long axis of visibility. So roads, trails, streams, etc. So known versus unknown. A known LDA is going to be labeled on the map, and you can plan for it. And you'll have specific near and far side rally points. An unknown LDA is not depicted on the map or is one that the tactical situation bans crossing. So you could be on a patrol and come across an unmarked road where you're going to have to cross that effectively and safely. And you're going to want to designate near and far side rally points, which is typically going to be 300 meters on azimuth for far and 300 meters on back azimuth for the near. And you'll usually, if you have a planned LDA, you're going to designate a grid location and a terrain feature as well. So you're going to want to pick a crossing site that has the least possible chance of detection. So, crossing near a bend in the road, crossing in a low-lying area on the military crest of a hill, and you want to make sure that crossing site provides cover and concealment both on the near and the far side, because it does take a little bit of time, and you want to limit the amount of exposure that you get. All right, so we'll talk linear danger areas for a squad. So, you're rolling with your squad in a squad column fire team wedge, and you come across an LDA planned or unplanned. So the first thing that alpha team leader, that lead team leader, is going to do is he's going to signal the patrol to halt. So typically, kind of closed fist, 90 degrees. And then he's going to turn around and signal LDA, which is a slashing motion diagonally across the chest as depicted here. So he's going to signal that, he's going to pass it back. Everyone's going to receive the signal and pass it back. And the patrol is going to halt and conduct SILs. So we haven't really talked about SILs yet, but SILs is stop, look, listen, smell. And basically you're just holding fast what you got and using your senses to see if there's any abnormalities about the area. You're listening for enemy, you're smelling. You can smell pretty well, especially when you've been out in the woods for a few days. You'll pick up on man-made scents, diesel, soap, etc., cigarette smoke. Assuming there's nothing wrong, assuming that everything seems normal, you'll move on. So we've got our graphics for today. We have our squad column fire team wedge, and we are stopped at a road. So next step is the Bravo team is going to move forward, and they're going to provide right and left side security. So your most casually producing weapons are going to be facing out, and then the riflemen are going to face in towards the crossing point. So you're going to want to place that saw towards the most likely possible route that the enemy is going to be coming from, and then your grenadier is going to be on the opposite side. So step 3, Alpha team is going to move across, and they're going to clear an area large enough for the rest of the squad. So typically about 50 meters by 50 meters, and they're going to signal back to the squad leader. So squad leader receives signal, it's all clear, usually just like a thumbs up, or in periods of limited visibility, the number combination with the IR on your nods, or a laser signal, something you can see in the dark. Is it's kind of hard to see a dude giving a thumbs up under nods, but it can be done. So the squad leader and any kind of headquarters element is going to cross the LDA next. So squad leader, machine gun team, medic, FO, RTO, whoever is with that squad leader. All right, so we've got our Bravo team split up, pulling right and left side security, and the Alpha team is going to move across and conduct clearance and signal to the squad leader here. It looks like I got some of my slides messed up. So squad leader is going to cross. The Bravo team's not going to cross yet. So once the squad leader and headquarters is across, the riflemen from security are going to cross and establish right and left side security facing out. Step 6, near side security crosses, and then step 7, your squad's going to reform into your squad column fire team wedge or another movement formation depending on the terrain, and continue on azimuth. So I had those mixed up. So squad leader crosses, and then the rifleman from the team is going to cross next, continue pulling right and left security, and then pull the rest of the last 2 dudes are going to cross and reform into your squad column fire team wedge. And here's the 20 board. It's got a little bit more information on it. There's, this is a pretty quick class here. There's a lot of other little technicalities, which I will link to a good breakdown of at the end of this presentation. So you can, pause, take a look at this. All right, so now we're going to talk about LDA, linear danger area crossing for a platoon. So same thing as with a squad. That lead squad is going to halt the platoon and signal LDA, and everyone needs to get that hand and arm signal. The PL is going to then move to that lead team, and he's going to confirm the LDA. He's going to do a map check, make sure they're not crossing the objective if they're planning an ambush, and then he's going to decide if their current location is suitable for crossing. You might have to, bump down on to the right or left of the road to find a better spot to cross. If you're like near a crest of the hill, you're going to want to get to the military crest of the hill before you cross. So PL is going to confirm the crossing site, and he's going to establish near side and far side rally points. Now, the trail squad, Assault 2 in our case, is going to move to establish right and left side near security. All right, we got some crazy graphics here for Platoon today. Hopefully this isn't too small for y'all to see, given the situation with our technology today. But we have our security squad in red. We have a headquarters element with the PL. PL is in headquarters is going to be in kind of purple. Machine gun teams are black. And we have Assault 1. We have our platoon sergeant, medic, and gun 3. And then we have Assault 2. So platoon column, squad column, fire team wedge. Don't remember the exact specifications. But you're moving along and you encounter the LDA, right? So immediately PL moves to the front, confirms it. He says, all right, we're good to cross here. And he calls for Assault 2 to pull up and do right and left side security. So Alpha team of security is going to cross and clear and confirms there's enough room for the platoon on the far side. And he's going to signal back to the PL and the Bravo team for security. So Bravo team is going to cross, and that squad is going to pick up a half step in squad column fire team wedge while the Assault 1 crosses. So Assault 1 gets across, and then after Assault 1 gets across, the PL with the FO, Weasel, and his gun teams are going to cross as well. All right, so we've got our security. We send Alpha team of security squad across. They're going to clear, make sure there's, enough space for the platoon on the other side. And then either the team leader from there is going to radio, or he's going to send a runner back to give the thumbs up or the all clear signal to the PL, who's then going to send the remainder of security squad across. And the rest of the platoon, you wouldn't necessarily be bunched up like this. You'd probably stay back in the order of movement. But we have the entirety of Assault 1 crossing, and then the PL with his entourage and 2 guns are going to cross as well. So once across, the PL is going to signal for the platoon sergeant, the medic, and the last gun team to cross. And then once the platoon sergeant gets across, he's going to signal Assault 2 that they're good to cross, and they're going to cross again in buddy team pairs like we did with our squad, where they bumped, one person across to maintain security down that road. And then once they do that, once the Assault 2 crosses in the buddy team pairs, he's going to signal to the PL that the rest of the elements are across, and the PL is going to direct the lead squad to resume the normal rate of movement. So that lead squad is going to just be slow rolling it in formation, allowing the rest of the platoon time to catch up, and so that they're not just stationary and halted and taking up space for the rest, taking up space that the rest of the platoon needs to get across and maintain their order of movement and maintain proper spacing and such. All right, so platoon sergeant, medic, gun 3 have crossed, and now we have security getting across, or rather Assault 2, who is providing security, is getting across, and we are back in the order of movement. Your PL would be obviously back in front of Assault 1 here. So this is all information from the Ranger Handbook, Infantry Rifle, Platoon, and Squad, which is FM 7-8. Phenomenal book to pick up as well, a great reference material. And then this link, which I will post, obviously I'm going to post a slide deck in the description below. This really dives into like step by step how you do this shit in fucking Derby phase. Like this is the exact steps that the RI wants to see you take. I wouldn't call this necessarily a battle drill. It is something that needs to be rehearsed, obviously, both at the squad and platoon level. And there are a lot of different ways to do this. I'm showing you one way. Another technique, which doesn't give you as much security, but it gives you much more speed, is a technique called scrolling the road. And what this is basically you have buddy teams or individuals where one dude picks up, you have one dude on each right and left security on your side. They pick up security long, and then someone bumps them, and they go and post far side right and left security. And then the dudes behind them, bump the near side security, near side bumps the far side starts picking up the order of movement and continues on. And depending on what phase you are in Ranger School, the RIs are okay with you doing this. And in some cases, they want to see a full-on two standard LDA crossing. But yeah, so kind of a short one today. But this is a critical task because you will have to cross roads at some point, patrolling, whether in Ranger School or in the rest of the Army, or out on your own with your boys, practicing this kind of small unit tactics and such. Let me know down below if you have any questions or if you need me to clarify anything, or if I screwed anything up too bad. Let me know as well for the guys that know this stuff. But that's it for today. I will catch you all next Tuesday for our podcast. Didn't get one this week, but we will get back into it next week. And that's it. Take care.